The oldest rivalry in Australian Rugby League. They look incredibly wired, the players. What is about to unfold? Only one survives this one.
There's a brawl in back play, Andrew.
Oh, it's not much to it, is it? Come on. The Radley sneaky rights.
Oh, wow. He's off the field for 10 minutes.
Unbelievable. Hutchison spun away there. From Melbourne and back for Crichton. The Roosters score a man down.
Oh, hang on.
Tedesco's been caught high now by Burgess. More drama.
Non-report.
Which was worse, Burgess on Tedesco or Radley on Milne?
Well, when you think about what Radley was sin-bin for, it's ridiculous.
Lodge with another roll. He's been caught on by Burgess. There we go. Look at the Roosters fans. He's been hit high by Milne now.
Careless.
He's got to bend. It's 13 versus 11. Cody Walker. Latrell Mitchell and done it.
Isn't it a change in momentum with South down to 11, grab a try through Latrell Mitchell.
Murray hit by Warrior Hargreaves. Oh, look at the look here from Warrior Hargreaves. He's down like a sumo wrestler.
Big news. Tedesco is out of the game.
Oh, wow. That's huge news.
Burgess. Oh, boy. Crichton's wobbly. This is chaotic carnage. Oh, no. Siusiwa Tokiaho. He must be concussed as well.
He's gone.
Oh, Nichols has fallen into the tackle. He's in trouble. Burgess with the ball. Oh, he slammed into the ground there over the top by Warrior Hargreaves.
He's gone.
And he's trouble. There could be drama in this one.
You basically slammed his head into the ground.
Yeah,
You're on report.
You're gone.
Murray and Walker. His kick. The kick was arrow-like, and it found Jairo. What a comeback. They're going to say this went forward or lost in the tackle. It's another run out. What got Radley going? Victor's run in. There's going to be another two in the bin in a moment.
Yeah, we have massive control issues, but you're going to go to the bin now. Okay? This is in the head. You need to let me deal with it. You're only going to go.
Kiri. Watson. Clobbered by Milne.
One-on-one, careless contact with the head.
We got seven in the bin. Milne's been off twice, Radley's off twice.
Are we overreacting? Like, are we? Well, like we've got 7 in the bin.
Game 229 between these two clubs. This will be remembered as a famous battle. Sin Bin Sunday. The Rabbitohs go through to week 2. The Roosters season comes to an end.
What a game. Let's bring the journos straight in. Buzz Rothfield and James Hooper. Now, was this game one of the best finals games ever, or was it a complete debacle? I loved it.
I loved it, BA. It was complete carnage. The players were all redlining from the get-go, but it was gripping theatre. You couldn't look away.
Can I ask you, just interrupt? You said you loved it. Did you love seeing the world's best player knocked out of the game?
Well, it's a tough game, Phil.
No. Did you love that?
Well, that can happen in a game of rugby league.
What, from a head-high tackle? You find that acceptable? And you're talking about what a great game it is? He was knocked out of the game.
It doesn't mean it wasn't an awesome game to watch. I mean, players get knocked out. You know, this isn't...
It wasn't a great game to watch at all,
It's never
Braith.
good to see anyone knocked out, so that's ridiculous.
Braith, it wasn't a great game. The game lacked skill.
It was one of the highest rating games in the history of the game.
Yeah, but what does that mean? You can only
means that everyone loved it. That's
they
what
all
it means.
turned on before they knew what the game was going to be like.
Did they
You'll
turn
tell
it off?
next week if they come back.
I think it's possible to be a bit of both. Look, I thought the game was gripping to watch. It's certainly the theatre of it, the intensity of it was admirable. People talking about how tough the game was. It was full of cheap shots. It wasn't tough football. There's a lot of dog acts out there in that game. There was not one bloke eyeballing another bloke and running straight at him like you'd see in the old days.
There's some good shots. There was some good shots in that game. There was some good shots.
Listen,
Look at the
head
crowd.
slams.
Look at that crowd. Everyone's standing up.
come
We're
on.
watching the game here in the studio, and we couldn't sit down. We could not sit down. You were at the ground.
It was like a coliseum, Braith. At the venue, the fans were absolutely going burko.
Listen, people slow down for car crashes too.
No, you said gripping. Ken.
People slow down for car
Whether you
crashes.
like it or not, it was gripping theatre, and the TV numbers
was. There was
reflect
no
that.
doubt.
It's the 4th highest rating game in the history of Fox League.
But would it have been gripping without 7 sin bins? Of course it would have been.
Of course it would have been. Buzz, this
And it might have been the
isn't... When's the
second
last time we
highest
saw 7 sin bins
Without that.
in a game?
Well, we never ever have seen
Exactly. So it was an unorthodox,
didn't enjoy the
unusual
game,
turn of
Phil.
events.
Look, I was there. I loved the atmosphere. I enjoyed the contest. But I walked away thinking I didn't see a lot of skillful rugby league.
It was grubby.
But hold on. I was at Cronulla the night before
That
with
was
the
a great game.
Cowboys.
You can't argue with that.
And I saw more fluid football and
That's a fair call.
spectacular than what I saw out here. Now, I think the Roosters need to have a long, hard look at themselves, in particular Victor Radley and Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. The previous week when they beat South, all right, Radley didn't play and Hargreaves only played 14 minutes. And they played football and they beat South. I know it was different. Chestakis Tedesco wasn't there for most of the game. But I think those 2 players have cost the Roosters the chance of moving forward.
Trent Robinson said after the game, the game descended into what it became. That's not a wrap for the game. Secondly, he said when there was football moments, which indicated there were other moments that there weren't football, when there was football moments, South handled it better. There's no doubt, Buzz is right. The Roosters didn't handle a lot of those moments as well as they should have, and it's cost them the game. And all these people talking about how tough it was and how great it was to see, there's nothing tough in that. I could walk in the middle of that and wouldn't walk out with a bruise. No one throws a punch anymore. It's all...
Yeah, but I don't think you can say it wasn't a physical game, Kenty.
No,
I get your
yeah,
argument
no,
that
but
it wasn't. I get your argument that it wasn't tough,
physical.
right? As in 1981 Manly and Newtown. Well, but it was an immensely physical contest.
There's nothing brave about when a bloke is held by 2 men, being the 3rd man in and smashing his head into the ground. There's nothing brave.
That was disgraceful.
There's nothing brave or tough about a guy in a tackle and again coming 3rd man in and clipping him across the chin so he stumbles when he gets up to play the ball. There is nothing. These people who are under this illusion that this is tough, and this is what we want in the game, are kidding themselves. This is not the way the game should be going.
Yeah, but we're not saying it's tough. I'm saying it was gripping theatre and gripping entertainment.
It was.
And everybody who I've spoken to today was of a similar view.
Not necessarily for the right reasons, Hoops.
Not for the right reasons, but you couldn't take your eyeballs away from the game.
Well, that would then throw the balance back to Buzz's way, that it was not the game that everybody from the, how tough is rugby league school are all saying it was. Because there are a lot of cheap shots out there. All these melees, we used to sit there as a game and laugh at the AFL when they'd have their melees, they'd all shirt front each other, and they want to throw a punch. There'd be 19 guys in there, no one to throw a punch. That's what we've become. Now, I'm not saying throw the punch. The NRL needs to just go, you know what, 3rd man, you're off. As for claims Ashley Klein lost control, Ashley Klein set a very low standard early in the game when he put Radley in the sin bin. Now, for all these people saying that the referee failed to set a benchmark, that was of the 7 sin bins, that was certainly the lightest.
That should not have been a sin bin.
No, I agree with that. It should not have been a sin bin. But for these people saying he lost control, that's the barometer he set.
Did the bunker lose control? Because Ashley Klein, he didn't rule on that. The touch judge ran in, he stands there, then he goes up.
The players lost control,
then the bunker make the decision.
Do not blame the referee for this.
No,
or the bunker.
Radley shouldn't have been sent for 10 for that first one.
No, he shouldn't have been.
Did that send a
And
precedent?
Burgess should have been sent for 10.
Everyone's got it backwards. That was a low contact tackle.
Yep.
There was nothing in it, and he got sent to the sin bin for that. Now, if the players cop the tip, well, if he's going to go for that, I better wash my P's and Q's and keep my arms down. Instead, they went the other way. The incidents got more severe. And I've got no doubt. Look, I love Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. I wrote tomorrow. There's a scene there at the end of the first half where he waits for all his teammates to go past him and walk up the tunnel. Like he's the protector. He's the big dog, right? He looks after him. He was the last man up the tunnel to make sure there was no one from South Sydney and nothing could happen. I like that in Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. There's no doubt he goes out there as a player now to set the agenda and to protect his teammates and to be that person that makes the other side nervous. but it just went too far. And not just from Maria Hargraves, from a lot of people out there. Tom Burgess was out of control. Maria Hargraves said, I need to square up and slow this bloke down. And he did that. He did it the wrong way, but he did that. But you can't sit here and keep endorsing these sorts of incidents and say this is what we need more of in rugby league.
We should not have a situation in the game where a player is sin binned twice. If you're sin binned for a second time, it should be automatically dismissal from the football field. It really should be. One can be a line ball just a sin bin, but if you do it repeatedly, you're off.
But then we'd sit here and blow up if there was an incident.
Two sin bins?
No, well, we'd sit here and blow up if there was an incident. Let's use the Victor first sin bin as an example. If that was his second infringement and he got sent off for the entire game, we'd be calling that ridiculous. So I don't.
And Tom Burgess did get. Well, he got sent because of the incident. He didn't get sent for 10 minutes on the hit for Tedesco. Then the one after that on Lodge, he got sent to for. Which was the right call. He probably should have been. He could have easily have gone for the first one.
He should have gone for the first one.
But do you know what I reckon, and I really mean this, a lot of this wild stuff we're seeing in the game today is the fact that players know, or normally until today, they're not going to get a long holiday. And there's been so many fines for the Nelson for Solomona stuff, and it's not treated as harshly as it was in the old days, or as it should be.
It's becoming. I think I'm with Buzz. I think it's just going too far down this route now, where we're having these melees, which are just ridiculous. I was talking to an old international prop earlier today, and he just said, "Please, yeah."